Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at 5 figures from the brand new Legendary Micro series of Fortnite figures from Jazzwares. And basically Jazzwares used to have 3 size classes for Fortnite. They used to have the 6-inch figures, which have since now moved to Hasbro, the 4-inch figures, which are still going strong, and then they used to have something called the Battle Royale collection, which were like little static 2-inch figures. They had some limited posability. Usually arms would swivel at the shoulders, and maybe they had a waist swivel or a head swivel, usually one but not both. And I used to do a bunch of videos on those. I really liked them a lot. I thought they were fun little figures. And so this is kind of in the same vein as that, but they have a lot more posability than those figures used to have. I saw these on Twitter this morning. Someone showed off that they had found them. I immediately went to my Target and I was lucky enough to find some. I'm very excited for these. So these 5 are the only ones that I could find today. There are definitely more out there. I've seen pictures of others online, but I haven't been able to find them yet. And on the back of the cards here, we see cross-sell with other figures that are available. So we have Recruit, Spitfire, we have Red Knight, TomatoHead, Dark Voyager, and Zero. And so if we take a look at the packaging here, you can see they have this little sticker inside that says posable, and we'll get into all that. But you have the figure, you have one accessory, you have a nice picture of the figure on the card back here. And then if we spin around to the back, you can see some of the other figures that are available. We have Codename Elf, let's see, Battlehound, Carbide, Zoe, Love Ranger, Peely, and Mancake. Definitely need to track these 2 down. Now, some of them are labeled as loop breakers. You can see Zero over here is classified as a loop breaker. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means they're harder to find. Maybe they're short packed or something like that in the cases. I really don't know. Something else I think is kind of neat is up here, I believe, is when they were first introduced into the game. So Chapter 1, Season 1. And then they also have kind of a number down here. So he's number 1, Red Knight's number 2, TomatoHead's 3, Dark Voyager is 4, and Zero is 5. So this one I'm assuming Chapter 1, Season 3. Looks like TomatoHead was the same. Red Knight was introduced in Season 2. And then they have the little numbers here on the side. Now, some of these have some different ones. You can see Raptor's on the back here, but he's not on the back of all of the other packaging. So there's a couple different cross-sells here. I don't know if that has anything to do with what case they're from or what. When I got to the store today, they had 6. They had 2 Red Knights and then everything else. So I left 1 Red Knight and bought everything else. So I don't know what the case distribution packs are like. I've heard other people find like squad packs, so there are going to be more than just the individually packed figures. I'm assuming if it's anything like the Battle Royale collection, they had single packs, they had duo packs. I don't know if they had trios, but they definitely had squads as well. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. I don't think it would be out of the question to see single, duo, trio, and squads for this line as well. I think that makes total sense. Only time will tell. But I am really excited for these, so I'm going to go ahead, get them out of the packaging here, and we're going to take a closer look. So here are the 5 figures out of the packaging. We'll start over here on the left with Recruit Spitfire. And honestly, for how small these are, they have a ridiculous amount of detailing and paint applications. They look really, really good. You can see it comes with a shotgun accessory here. They each have 1 weapon. And you can mix and match the weapons, so if you want to give, different characters different weapons, they can all hold them. But really nice sculpting and detail there on the head. And this is basically a ball joint, so you can kind of move this around. You have very limited up and down, but you have a little bit there, mostly side to side. You have a hinge and a rotation in the shoulder. You have a 90-degree bend in the elbow. You have a wrist swivel. You have a waist swivel. You have a ball joint here in the hip. So you can kick to the side, you can kick forward, you can even kick back a little bit. He does have a bit of a butt flap, so you can't go all the way back. And then you have a 90-degree bend in the knee, and then from the knee down is 1 solid piece, so there's no ankle articulation or anything. Honestly, what they kind of remind me of in terms of articulation is Mega Construx figures. I feel like that's around the same amount of articulation that Mega Construx figures have. But again, really nicely detailed, really nicely painted. I really like these a lot. I'm definitely going to be getting quite a few of these. Here is Red Knight. And she's got all the same articulation. You can see she comes with I believe this is one from Season 6, was it? The Primal Season? The makeshift AR. I think that's what that is. And she's got all the same articulation. She has a little bit more in terms of the ball joint on the head. She can look down. She can look up a little bit. Certainly side to side. Although because she has this skirt piece, her torso movement is a little restricted. It's not bad, but just a little bit. Otherwise, she has all the same articulation. But just looks really, really good. Now, they also have peg holes on the back here, so I'm assuming that there's going to be back bling or something else available a little later on. We'll have to wait and see. Here is TomatoHead. He's fantastic. Again, love the color scheme. The paint applications are just fantastic. He comes with a shotgun here. This one's a little difficult to get into his hand, but you absolutely can do it. It's not that big a deal. I love his big toothy grin. That's just fantastic. He's also got mostly his swivel. You can do it a little bit up and down, but it's really just swivel side to side for the head. Then we have Dark Voyager. Again, really nice paint applications. All looks really sharp. And even though he's wearing this helmet, you can still kind of swivel it side to side. He obviously doesn't really have any like tilt front to back, but he can certainly swivel side to side, no problem. Otherwise, he's got all the same articulation. They also have peg holes on their feet, which is nice. I'm assuming if there's going to be vehicles or play sets or anything like that, they should be able to peg in. Oh, I'm sorry. He has a little machine gun right there. And then definitely my favorite of these first five, Zero. He looks amazing. You can see he's pretty translucent. He's got kind of like some darker translucent plastic here for the feet and the hands and the head. And just all in all, he looks incredible. And then he comes with a bandage cannon. Now, there is kind of a hold here, but unfortunately, because of the way the articulation works, it's kind of impossible to get him to hold on to that over there. But it's fine. He can just hold it and perfectly balance it with one. But again, even the weapons have really nice paint applications and look really sharp. Now, these are $5.99 a piece, which I feel like is really reasonable. I like these quite a bit. And there's a couple other things I want to do, a couple of comparisons with some other things that I want to go through real quick. So earlier I did mention the Battle Royale collection that they had done previously, and so I wanted to do a little comparison here. Here is the TomatoHead from that line. These were 2-inch characters. Usually you got either a waist swivel or a head swivel, so this one had the head swivel, and you can see the waist doesn't move. And then the two arms would just be static, but have the swivel at the shoulder. They also had peg holes. They also had back bling here, so you could unpeg this. They had some different options for back bling. Now, if you take a look at these, they're pretty similar. They're very close. These are 2 inches. These are 2.5. So they're very close, about a head taller. And obviously these have way more articulation than these do. And I really liked these, and I still do, because they're fun, stylized little figures. But having these next to each other, you can really see the brighter colors, the more detailing, the more posability, the weapons and everything. These guys did have weapons as well. Usually they came with either back blings or weapons, sometimes harvesting tools as well. And I'm hoping we do get some harvesting tools for these guys as well, because that is something I feel like they're lacking. I just out of curiosity, I want to see if this back bling can work over here. It kind of can. It kind of can. That actually does not work too badly, I gotta say. It doesn't peg in super snug, but it can kind of rest in there if you just want to kind of display it. So I guess that's an option. The other thing is, because these guys are pretty much the same size, I would not be surprised if the playsets and vehicles from this line kind of work with this line as well. Again, I can't 100% guarantee that, but it wouldn't surprise. I would think playsets, at least, if you're just kind of posing figures around some of the playsets, you could probably get away. Some of the vehicles, depending on how they worked out. See, they were kind of just meant to stand because they can't sit. So if you could sit these guys in some of those vehicles, you might be able to get away with using them. Now, they don't, because of the way their hips work, I don't know how well they're going to sit on things, but I'm sure you could figure something out. So I'd be very interested to see how these new figures scale with playsets and vehicles from this line, but you can see they're pretty close. Now, another big comparison, and kind of the reason I'm really excited about this line, they kind of scale absolutely perfectly with Star Wars Mission Fleet. And they're very similar figures. I mean, they're about the same size. Let me get Anakin standing up straight here. You can see back to back, they're pretty much the same size. They both have weapons that you can take out of their hands. So I'm kind of wondering here if I can have Jedi TomatoHead, if I just work this out a little bit. Yeah, that can happen. So there you go. You can give lightsabers to the Fortnite characters if you would like. You could probably switch these weapons over here as well. So I think this is really cool. I love this. They have about the same articulation. The only problem is Mission Fleet does not have elbows or knees. But the Fortnite guys do. Otherwise, they're pretty similar. Pretty much the same level of detail and paint applications. And they're about the same size. So again, really looking forward to more vehicles and playsets for these guys. But I'm wondering if we can have some compatibility in terms of vehicles for this line that I might be able to put these guys in. And really, let's just get more playsets for both. I mean, I love playsets, especially for tinier figures. Really works out. So I'm pretty psyched that these guys scale so well together. And I'm definitely just really excited for the compatibility here. So I really love these a lot. When I saw these online, I was very excited, and I had to go out and try to find them right away. And luckily enough, my Target actually had some of them. For figures this small, they have amazing detail, amazing paint applications, and articulation. And I just think these are going to be a ton of fun. Now, I did collect a lot of the old Battle Royale collection, and so I kind of feel a little bit like I'm doubling up. But I just really feel like that line ended a while ago, and these figures really are quite a step up from them because they have so much more articulation and accessories and just potential for playsets and vehicles and things to make a really full, complete line of really nice figures. Plus, they have that really nice comparison and scale to the Star Wars Mission Fleet line, which I'm also a really big fan of. And so just kind of more properties in this scale, I'm all for. And so I definitely have to support these. But like I said, I definitely recommend picking them up. I think the price point is there. $5.99 a piece. I think that's very reasonable for what you're getting here. And like I said, I don't really have anything to complain about with these figures. The only complaint I have is that I can't find more of them. I definitely need to track down the rest of the ones on the back of the card, as well as whatever duo or trio or squad packs are out there. And hopefully this line does well so that I can just continue to support them and get more of them, because I'm having a ton of fun with them so far. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.